Welcome to this look at a new mod map on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. Welcome to Herrmannspolder. This is a new mod map out by the Lort and Paddy, 173.37 megabytes to download. This does have some required mods which download automatically. The Border Stone set by Top Ace 888, the Farmhouse package volume 2 by DMI 20mm Normandy, and the Greenhouse by the Lort. I might as well talk about all of this at the start because in all three game modes the slot count is exactly the same. It's 1,275. So all of the things you'll see on this map tour on New Farmer are all on the map on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch. The only difference being, of course, on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch you won't own the land. We'll have a look at the map in a minute for that. I did get the slot count down to 955. You can remove everything there are, well, technically 4 farms, 3 farms and there's 1 horse stable. You can remove pretty much everything. The only one I couldn't remove everything from was the horse stable. There was a little bit of decorative objects I couldn't get rid of. Other than that, pretty much everything can be got rid of. So I got it down to 955. Under build mode, as well as the required mods that I've just spoken about, there are a couple of bits and bobs put in. You go Herrmannspolder, we've got open wooden garage, under sheds, under factories. We've got out on the end there the biomass heating plant. Then we've got, what was under sell points? We've got pizzeria sell point. Under animals, you've got again the Farmhouse package volume 2 mod. There's a few bits and bobs in there, but we've got under horses, I think it was put in by the map maker. There we go, out on the end there, 199,000 for 12. Decorative objects, I don't think there was anything, but under landscaping, under the painting textures, blimey, we've got an absolute load. Look at that lot. Some of these are absolutely cracking as well. Ton of them under painting. Cool. Under trees, nothing, but then under plants, we've got a few added plants and ground textures, including cultivated and ploughed. Stinging nettles, ferns, there's a whole load in here as well. It's also very cool. So that's under build mode. Now it does say in the description 20 collectibles. If I go into this menu here and scroll up, it says collectibles collected 0 out of 11. So I'm not sure whether it's 11 or 20. But if I remember where it was, I'll show you one because it blew my mind a little bit for price, but you'll see as we go around. If we go back up to contracts are available on the map. You've just seen as I skip through there, and this is the map. It's pretty much flat across the entire map. It does say welcome to Herrmannspolder, a Nordic map with large fields, and it's a little bit of a depression in the ground here and there, but not hills. And field prices, I have to say, are pretty good. If we click on here, for example, 60 grand, 66, 68, move up a little bit, mid-size maybe, field 3 at 197. If we move up to the bigger fields, 309, 57, 374, I mean, it's not break the bank territory, 354 grand, so pretty good, I have to say. So on New Farmer, we do start with these fields here and this farm plot. So as far as the farm plots go, on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch, you won't own them. The buildings are all here, as are all the animals and animal pens. We'll get to that in a second. But plot 78, which is the main farm, is only 61,000. You've got 28 here, which is a cow farm, 53,000. And then we've got sheep farm there for 9,600. Plot 10 can be purchased as well, and that's 11,664, which I'll do that now. And that's got horses on it, so we'll get around to that in a moment as well. So like I say, field price is not too bad at all. If we whiz up and have a look here, shed there, pig pens. Now we do start with animals in all of the animal enclosures on all 3 game modes. We've got pigs here, 180 out of 270 in the first one. As we come around the side here, we've got manure heap extension. We've got a Farmer 400,000 litre silo. That's not modded, that's a standard silo. We have got these big spotlights. These can be removed as well, but it does give great illumination at night time. As moving towards where some of the equipment is stored, we have got a workshop trigger with the jet wash just in here, and then storage space and equipment around the side there. We've got one of the large Herrmann, like modern storage buildings. This is the sort of thing you'd see a lot of times. Vehicle stores are made using these. Come out to the other side here. Large garage with tractors in. Plough that side. Oh, that's what I've done. I thought I'd cracked it this time. Storage space this side. More pigs. 180 out of 270 in here. So this is the pig farm. As we come across to the sleep trigger, which is the house just here, and a little building to the side. Now the building to the side has got a pickup truck in it. The pickup truck is not owned, that is leased. So if you are skipping through to the following day and can't work out where you're being charged leasing costs, it's because that's leased, not owned. As you see bottom right and get close to it, it says rented by, not owned. So that's just something to be aware of. We are going to go through the yard and out the other side. Oh, actually, before I do, if you do clear all of it, I haven't done it for all of the farm areas, but if you clear all the buildings from this site, it will look like this. Excellent. Another thing I suppose we should do really, if we scroll down, because we've just seen the equipment, but medium tractors, the Deutz and the Massive Ferguson, large tractors, the Class Action 960, the harvester we're about to see, trailer we saw, that was in where the workshop and the jet wash was, header is on the harvester, the plough we saw, the cultivator, seeder and fertiliser spreader we saw in the barns and buildings round to the side. So let's continue on around the map. Lighting's very good, colour palette's nice, texturing's good, it's got a nice gritty feel to it, but there you go, there's your harvester, ready to go on one of your start fields. Wow, that reels up really high, I didn't notice that when I came past the first time. I don't know whether they're just hoping for a really tall crop. That is really up there. There's your harvester and header. I will, as I always do, show you where we are on the map and where we've been. Oh, that's something I was going to say. All the animals that you do start with on all three game modes, they don't have any animal feeds. There's no feed or anything like that in them. So the sort of thing you might want to try and get onto as quickly as possible, or you might decide you don't want to start with animals and you can sell them all off. It's entirely up to you what you want to do, but you do start with them. So cutting across, we are heading east. As you can see, some of these tracks are pretty bumpy, sort of thing that the old the Santana mods, a lot of the modded vehicles and stuff now, fantastic suspension. I've always said that the suspension on the pickup trucks, the in-game pickup trucks on FS15 and 17 or just 15, the suspension was far better than the newer versions on 19 and 22. Weirdly, I don't know why. I don't know what changed, but it's a fact. You can check it out yourselves. So, heading south is B, but that was a little bit in a little way, kind of mixed into the same words there. I don't know what happened there. Just past this turning, which we'll be going down in a moment, we come to the vehicle shop, vehicle store. Nice, large, open, paved area. The workshop trigger to the side just there. The vehicle store trigger just over there. This is also the reset point, so if you need to reset anything, it will reset into this large open area here. Now, I don't think you can buy this plot. No, I was going to say, because it's a big open area, it would be pretty cool if you could put sell points or purchase points or buy stations and stuff around the edges of it. Unfortunately, you can't buy this plot. But this is the vehicle store. You can store vehicles in the building, and you can simulate a full-blown forecourt of equipment if you wanted to. From here, there is back out. I'll turn down here. On our left, coming up, we've got the animal dealer. There's no sell point in this one. This is just an animal dealer. Just there to our left. And then we need to go north. Yeah. There's quite a few. I mean, it's pretty much north, south, east, west on here. As far as roads go, there are some sort of follow field edges. We go right up to the northern edge of the map, Then we're going to carry on east because right in the northeast we've got the biogas plant. Probably could have gone that way actually. That's alright. So I will see you over there in just a moment because we're just about to hit the northern edge of the map. So as we turn in down here, on the right hand side we come into the biogas plant. Now the biogas plant has got a BGA sell point attached to it. So just to our right there we've got a sell point which is BGA. If we go into our prices menu there, you'll see at the top BGA. We carry on down, barley, oats, canola, so it's a fairly standard sell point here at the BGA. Biogas plant is just over here with our large silage clamps. Now this is not one of those biogas plants where you can buy the land or the biogas plant. So we started off here at the main farm, we came out and down here, we came across there and down to the vehicle shop and workshop trigger, animal dealer, then we came all up there, across the top, we're now here. So if I click on this, you can't buy this plot of land separately. You have to buy the biogas plant. The biogas plant is 1.2 million? 1.292. When you buy the biogas plant, you then get the land. So if you want to add anything onto this, like I said, it's a nice big open space. You might be able to put some extra either silage clamps or buildings or sell points or production chains or whatever you want to. Like I said, it's a standard biogas plant, 24 cycles per month, regular things in with digestate out, nothing different or nothing that stands out in particular with the biogas plant. You need to go right, then left. Just look at the mini-map to my left, I think so. If we don't get to where we're supposed to be, it's not a problem. So, heading south. As you can see, there are a few trees and things dotted about, but nothing too difficult or too complicated if you wanted to blend fields together. There aren't many trees that you would have to remove. Again, I say this a lot, there are plenty of mulches and things in game, but in the mod hub, that would allow you to remove trees if you wanted to blend them together, but they're not a bad size anyway. It does say in the description large fields, and the map doesn't always do fields justice. You kind of look and think, oh, that's not too big, it's not too bad, it's not too expensive. And then when you get out and drive them, you think, actually, yeah, they're not a bad size. So, farm number 2, again, arbitrary number. I know I say it on every map tour I do. I'm just calling out because it's the second farm I'm coming to on my map tour. And this is the cow farm. On new farmer, you start with it. On farm manager and start from scratch, you need to purchase the land, but all the buildings and stuff are still here. 2 silage clamps down the side, large Herrmann shed there, large storage shed here with a workshop trigger across the back. Just see a disc through there. Behind the building, just see through the gap there, we've got a Farm 400 silo. Standard crop types, 400,000 litres. Cows, on all 3 game modes, the cows are in there. There's your silo. This is 80, I think it's 80 out of 80 in here. Full, there we go. 80 out of 80 again, no feed. And you've got a mixture of all 4. I think in all of them you've got mixtures of all of the livestock breeds. Carrying on. It's not one with the robot, it's a standard one. We've got a sleep trigger just here, and then we've got a manure heap just there. Back out from this farm, heading down to where we come to the cluster in the southeast of the map of pretty much all the sell points, production chains, well, production chains and sell points. It depends, until you own them, you might get contracts for delivery to them, so technically there are sell points as well. So you can just see the blue discs ahead of us. Little icons. There's a little plot down here which has got a buy station and 2 greenhouses on it. So I'm just going to pull over to the side now. The buy station is not showing in the build mode as something you can add in. Normally it would be under container or tools, and there's nothing under container or tools for that. Obviously there's the farmhouse package, there's the garage. If we go into our menu here and go down to prices, you'll see everything on here. If we go across to that side, under buying, that's the price that you sell your things for. Under the selling, it says buying station. That's where you can buy it from. You can buy pretty much, if we go back across, go down, you can buy pretty much everything from the buying station. Everything you scroll down, it's saying buying station on there. So that buying station, pretty much everything can be purchased from there if you want to. Now, this plot of land can be purchased separately. If you buy the land, you don't automatically own the greenhouses. So if you want to buy the greenhouses, regardless whether you own the land or not, you still have to pay 10 grand for each one. These require water and manure, and these are what part of the required mods, the greenhouses by the Lort. But if you do buy the land, you can then add more on, or other things on here if you want to. And probably, did I buy that? Didn't. Let's buy it. So we can demolish the greenhouse even if we don't own the land. So if you wanted to use land for something else, you didn't want to have the greenhouses here, you can demolish them and then buy the land and use it for something else, if you wish. So, continuing on. On our right hand side, coming up, we've got the sugar mill. Just there. Oh, here it is. Look away now if you don't want a spoiler alert on the collectibles. Because if there are only 20 of them, or as it says in the menu, 11, these are normally worth 1,000, but they're worth 1,000 when there are 100 of them. If I click on this now, I got 1,000 and 100,000 for finding one. So potentially, unless that one is, if it is 11, there could be, oh no, it may well still be. I haven't seen it in another one anywhere else. You watch me drive past loads there now without noticing. So, driving through the little car park open area here, this is the biomass heating plant. Normally a biomass heating plant is just a sell point. This one does have a production chain. This is added in by the map makers. So we buy that for 40 grand. We've got, let's turn those off, the greenhouse. We've got heat wood chips and heat straw. So you can bring wood chips or straw here. You get heat and you get solid fertiliser as a byproduct on both of those. So you will get your heat, you'll get paid for the fact you're using the biomass heating plant, but you'll also get solid fertiliser as an output. Bonus! Carrying on, we have spinnery to our left, carpentry, dairy, grain mill. Turn the corner, we've got the tailors, we've got the oil mill, we've got the cereal factory. And if I turn down this turn here, just a little side turning to my right, we've got the cafe sell point. To the left, we've got the bakery, just tucked through there. And to my right, just here, we've got the pizzeria. Back out onto the road. Now we're heading west. We're on the southern edge of the map. Coming up on our right, we're actually going to turn just before it. We've got the gas station, just there. Now that extra plot we bought, now this is interesting. I don't know why, I looked on the map, I thought, oh that, because it's, like I say, it's pretty much north, south, east, west with the road network and layout. And when I looked at the map, because I'm always looking for something that sort of stands out, so we did the biogas plant and we came, I think, all the way down, I think we went too far, we went all the way out there, then back, anyway, regardless. Did that, did all these sell points here. So I'm looking at the map and I look here, because you kind of look, there's a couple of little bits, but it's pretty much north, south, east, west. And then there's this bit, I thought, well, that stands out, I wonder why. It's got a very, it's one of those things your brain starts ticking over, thinking, it's that history buff in me, that kind of, I love a bit of history. It's like an old cobbled trackway that just runs off through the trees. When it comes to its conclusion at the end, there's just a little open area that opens out into the fields. But it's, I love this. I know I've said it on various map tours when this texture has come up. I love this old cobbled texture. I think that's brilliant. Anyway, yeah, I thought there might be something of note out there, but there's not. If you were playing the map yourself, you could always place something out there. There are plenty of decorative objects and things you could use. So that plot, the extra plot I said to buy, which has got the horses on, which we did earlier on, it didn't cost too much. That's just here on the right. Now be warned, when you go through the gateway, the road is incredibly uneven here. But I like that. Now at the moment this holds 2 horses. It can hold 12. And once you, like I say, once you've sold, if you sell the horses, you can remove the buildings. But this was the one plot out of all of them where I couldn't get rid of the decorative objects. Oh, the other thing I haven't been able to do, although the border stones are from top Ace 888, and usually on some maps that have had them, you can remove the border stones as well. I couldn't remove the border stones either. I couldn't demolish them. So this bit of decoration here was a little bit over there, and this over here I couldn't remove it. So you'll find there'll be a couple of bits kind of in the middle. If you wanted to use this for something else, you might just have to put buildings around it instead. So this is your horse stable, horse barn. I need to go to the T-junction, the end, left, then right. I think it was left then right. As you can see, it's been pretty much flat. There's been a couple of little depressions in the ground, but not what I would consider hills that stand up above this kind of level. But with the landscaping tool, you can buy some plots of land to add in your own hills. Of course you can. I think it was this one. Yeah. So we're coming up on farm number 3. So we've done pigs, we've done cows, we've got horses. This is the sheep farm. We turn in just here. Sleep trigger, just there. Sheep barn up the back. This is 65, I think 65 out of 65. There we go. 65 out of 65 sheep in here. Again, all 3 game modes, they will be here. So we are now, having come from this little bit here, up past the horses. We went along there, down there, across there. We're now here at the sheep farm with its sleep trigger. If we come back out here and then turn north again, that brings us all the way back up, all the way up to the farm where we started. And that is the map. That's Herrmannspolder. I'm not sure it's Herrmannspolder or Herrmannspolder. If you say it quick enough, it doesn't matter. Herrmannspolder. By the Lort and Paddy. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.